Hello people of the Vanguard world, it is Chronos Dragon here for a special solo video today. Today normally would have been Rob's clan reviews, however, because he's currently feeling ill, I'm substituting for him today. And from what probably some veterans of you will notice on the screen here, the clan that will be reviewed today is the Kagero Flame Dragon clan. Or just Kagero. Because I just realized I have more than just Flame Dragons. But yeah. Yeah, I'm loading. Okay. So how Kagero works is they are a retirement-based deck. Their whole clan mechanic is killing your opponent's rear guards. They were the first to do this, and they do it differently than Murakami. Murakami is very much more aggro, destroy the interceptors. While Kagero, they like to kill the back row, forcing your opponent to lose defenses to call important boosters back. So I'll go through this pretty much. So obviously from the top of your screen, see they have a lot of triggers and starters. This is for pretty much a lot of different type of decks, so I will kind of go from top to bottom, left to right. So kind of the first type of Kagero deck you will see is called the Amber Dragon Dawn deck. Or the Amber Dragon Eclipse deck it's officially called, but this is the start called Amber Dragon Dawn. This is the Kagero ride chain. Pretty much this was one of the ride chains in set 4 with like Fan Blaster Dragon, this card, Galaxy Blau Cougar, and Mega Colony, and D Police. This was a special type of ride chain only for that set, and was pretty much you rode the specific grade 1 on the grade 0. You automatically were able to add the grade 2, and all you got was the bonus 1k for every part. There was no additional effects except for really good consistency. Then we got obviously these two crit triggers here. Then we got Demonic Dragon Mage Diva. This is a clone starter where when you hit a Vanguard, you hit a Vanguard during the unit, this boosts a unit with the Limb Break 4 ability. And that's important. Limb Break 4. No ultimate breaks here, people. You just put this to soul, draw a card. It's a good cycle. This is one of the horrible grade 0s in my opinion, are in the game. I kind of call them the servants. And it's pretty much, it just +1, it retires 2 rear guards, including potentially itself, to search a specific type of guard. And this one searches the end, which you might be thinking is good, but if this had the Forerunner ability, I would use this. But it doesn't, and that's the main problem with this unit. If it had Forerunner, it would be used. Then we have Dragon Knights to Dig. This is pretty much one of the stars that kind of amplifies their retirement-based strategy, because it has the ability when something gets retired, it moves itself to soul to kill another unit. So yeah, you can kind of see how that works. Then a couple of triggers here. Again, this trigger's a draw trigger. I'm specifically pointing this because this is the best trigger Kagero has. It's a draw trigger, has the effect where it can counterboss move itself to the soul, and kill a starter. Starters are really good threats to kill, and something like this is really good. Then we got Undu, which is a normal. Then we have Conroe. This is one of the only 2 banned starters in the game. This and Royal Paladin's Barkle. And the reason this was banned because this has the effect of where it kills itself to search any grade 1 or less units. So this means Galleon Claw, this whole line of grade 1s all got searched because of this, and you were able to get this from the very beginning of the game. So obviously they had a ban. Then we got Fargo, who less broken skill, but his skill was you move to soul when you hit a unit you put this unit into soul, and you choose your Vanguard Overlord's name. So it's a specific subtype of the Overlords, and it gains your Overlord Vanguard gains the effect of where if it ever hits something, it kills something. Not bad. Patrician Dragon Knight Sar. This is a clone starter where when you Legion it gains 5k, so not bad with Menace, Pain Laser Dragon. Pale Flare, which is I would say is the better version of Fargo, because this is for any Legion boss when you perform Legion. You got Tinder Spear, where if you're in Legion and you hit a Vanguard, whatever column you counterboss 1. When this unit boosts an attack that hits the Vanguard, you retire every opponent's rear guards in the same column as Tinder Spear. So it's pretty much better as a unit boosting a rear guard because it kills 2 units. Prison Egg, drop and draw card. Red Pulse Drake, okay, which is kind of the most used starter at the moment, is the grade 3 searcher for the clan. And we have Terror Cross, which is the starter for the Seal Dragon archetype, and they're all about retiring units and then immediately replacing them with grade 2s. And again, the triggers. Grade 1, yeah, continues there. Some clones here. Jaren, which kind of helps Tages, which is one of the only who boosts Tages, and Tages is one of the only units in the game that can specifically attack a back row unit, and it's Weaver in the same color. It's a pretty good killing. Wyvern, which lets you draw a card for Soul Blast 2. These 2 units, Demonic Dragon Guru Markago and Demonic Dragon Madonna Joka, they are kind of good staples in the retirement-based Kagero decks because they both have the effect of when a unit is retired during the main phase, they gain Power Boost. Joka, as a 6k grade 1, gains 3k, while Markago, as a 5k grade 1, gains 5k every time something gets killed. So these are not bad units since retirement basic. Kenar, he's the grade 1 version of Gallingclaw. He used to be a very good staple back in the day. Again, we have one of the perfect guards for the clan called John Dance and Maria. Really nothing to explain here except for it's a perfect guard. We have Dragon Knight Akram. This is the 10k booster for Dauntless unit decks. Dauntless is again a specific archetype. This one, Dragon Knight Ashkull, he's the 10k booster for Transcendent Dragon Dragon Nouvelle Vague, who is one of the only grade 4s in the game that's not in a stride unit. Then we have the first Quinta-Wall, Dragon Knight Gimel. Obviously just puts 5 cards, like any other Quinta-Wall, puts the 5 cards on the top of your deck and guards with them. Gojo, this is a staple in most Kagero decks, especially now because of how Legion works, where you rest it, you drop a card, draw a card. Very good. Gaius, this is a special type of booster, so this booster doesn't boost. Instead, it rests itself and you Soul Blast 2, and you give one of your Kageros an extra crit. Not bad. A semi-staple for Kagero, pretty much 8k. Good for Cross Rise because it hits 21, and hits certain cards that hit 23. Eternal Brainer Griffin, this is a really good unit because it lets you drop a grade 3 and add any Dragon Overlord from your deck to your hand. The reason why this goes because of a certain grade 3, obviously called Draconic Overlord, but a specific Draconic Overlord. Flame of Promise Arima, the 10k booster for Overlords. You really don't use him anymore, but he was really good back in the day. Heat Now Salamander, one of the only kind of grade 1s that's a triple rare, and has the ability of where when you boost and hit, you retire a grade 1 and you put it back into the deck. So really not a bad unit. Gorom, this is the Bow Sister Lemonade clone for Kagero, where instead of Soul Blasting 2 to draw a card, this one Soul Blasts 2 to unflip 2 damage. Patrician Bala Mariko, he is part of the Patrician archetype. I'll explain what they retire as well, but unlike most Kagero, they do it in a column. This guy has the ability where when something gets killed in the same column as itself, if you have Vanguard Patrician, its name, you Soul Blast 1 and you unflip a damage. So really great in Patrician decks. I would say it's a staple. The Patrician Quintet Wall, the Patrician Perfect Guard. So again, if you're running Patricians, you run those. Kimsei, yeah. Really not to talk about anymore. Just archetype stuff and perfect guards with these 2 units. The first perfect guard, that was for Kagero. Grade 2s. To me, this is these cards are the best units besides the boss cards when it comes to Kagero. So we start with Amber Dragon Dusk, which is the 3rd form of the Amber Dragon lineup. Bellicosity Dragon, who's the unflipper when it hits a Vanguard for the clan. So really important here. Then we got Berserk Dragon. The best retire card in ever. It's very simple. You call it to a Vanguard, or you call it to a rear guard or ride it, you bam, just kill any grade 2 or less for Cannon Blast 2. And it's very easy to get that unflipped. Blazing Core Dragon, one of the two superior rides in the Kagero clan. Both of them are some of the old superior ride cards where you get a trigger, a grade 1, and have this on Vanguard to ride the grade 3. A Brainhorn Dragon, the 12k attacker for Overlords. Chantek Sutherland, the grade 2 version of Joka, where it gains 3k for every time something dies in the main phase. Gap, which is a 10k Striketon, who's also 10k, but he's special. He's the only unit that works like this. He has the ability Restraint, which is on other units and has the effect of where it can't attack. But most Restraint units can unlock it. He is the only one that can't unlock his own restraints. However, he has the ability of when he's being attacked, that there are no boosters boosting the unit that's attacking him. He gains 5k for that battle. So he becomes really more beefier. Along with the effect of when you ride another Kagero, you gain a 5k and a crit. It's really a great unit. What else do we got here? Alif, which is the embodiment of Victory superior ride chain. Nahalem, the first 10k vanilla in the anime. Dragonic Burnout, a staple in Overlord decks. It has the ability of when you Soul Blast 1, if you have a Kagero Vanguard, you put a card with Overlord in your drop zone to the bottom of your deck to retire any unit. The same Nouvelle Critic Dragon, how he also works like that, but he only retires a grade 2 or less, and you have to have a copy of the grade 4 Nouvelle Vague in your hand and to kill something when he's placed in the rear. But he's weird. Elham, he is the Perform Legion grade 2 for Kagero. His ability is when you perform Legion, you retire any unit in the same column as this unit. Dragonic. Patrician Dry Knight Teriv. This guy's really good because while your Vanguard's in Legion, every time a unit in the same column as Teriv dies on your opponent's side of the field, he gains 5k. So really good power boosting. Patrician Dragon Dragonic Neoflame, he is the mate for Kagero's, one of Kagero's strongest grade 3s, and he has the ability of when he's placed on a rear guard until the end of the turn, Neoflame gains the skill whenever a unit in the same column as this unit gets killed, you Cannon Blast 1 to kill another unit in that column. Menace Laser is another staple in Patrician decks. He has the ability of where you Cannon Blast 1 when he's called, if you have a Patrician Vanguard, you retire a unit in the same column as this unit. So this guy and Neoflame could potentially combo off each other. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's still nonetheless there. Whirlwind Dragon, the fake 12k for the archetype. The 10k vanilla. I'm a little tired. Steel Dragon Corduroy. He is the Steel Dragon bet form of retirement. He has the ability of when you Cannon Blast 1, he's ridden or called, you retire something, and then your opponent checks the top 4 to attempt to replace it. More Steel Dragon stuff. Now the grade 3s. The important bosses are all here. So we got first Dragonic Overlord. The reason I'm going to first him because I'm going to show you something. So this card is called Dragonic Overlord. This unit over here is also called Dragonic Overlord. However, this unit was released in Booster Set 1, the first booster set of the game. This unit is in Booster Set 15. This is the Break Ride form of this unit. However, they both share the same name, so you can only run 4 copies of them, in total between the 2 of them. Again, I would recommend maxing him instead of him because this guy's a little outdated. Unless you're still playing old school. And good job. He has the ability of, like any other break ride, when you ride you in the same plane, you gain 10k. But he gives your Kagero Vanguard the skill of Cannon Blast 1, discard a Kagero. At the end of battle that you attacked a rear guard, you restand. That's really good. Along with, but also has the clause of you cannot be used even in cost not paid, so you have to use the Dragonic Overlord break ride effect first. This is really important because there's a couple units that really don't like that. Amber Tragedy. So yeah, for Dragonic Overlord, he's more better in like 2 types of decks than unlike the other breaker. One of the other break cards like playing, which is really good in every other type of deck except for like 2 types of decks. Amber Dragon Clips. He has the skill of when you hit a rear guard. No, you first counterblast 2. Then you gain a skill when you hit a rear guard, you retire 2. Blast Spark Dragon. He is the special boss card for the clan that was introduced in Extra Booster Set 9, Divine Dragon Progression, where you gain the skill of count, where when he attacks a Vanguard, you count +1, discard Kagero, you gain 5k and a crit. While he also has the continuous ability of during the turn that this unit is critical to or more, you gain an additional 5k. So when you get a critical trigger, you gain a 5k because of that extra skill. When you use the limit break, yeah, he pretty much wants to outcrit your opponent. Blazing Flare Dragon, one of the original boss cards for Kagero. Really simple skill of where it's on Vanguard Rear Guard. Whenever somebody dies during the main phase, it gains 3k. Along with its own skill of Soul Blast 5, you can kill a unit. So really good. Burning Hell Seal Dragon Blocking Inferno. This is one of the 2 boss cards for the Seal Dragon archetype. He has the limit break ability, so at 4 more damage, you can only activate this ability. You counterblast 2 Seal Dragons, and you retire all grade 2s your opponent has, and gain 10k. So if your opponent has 2 grade 2s, they die. 3 grade 2s, they die. 4 grade 2s, all die. 5 grade 2s, all die. You pretty much get to just say, screw you Aquaforce with this unit, in my opinion. Chain Blast Dragon, he has another limit break for the clan, but he has the ability of you counterblast 1. You discard 2 grade 3s, kill 3 units. Along with its own skill where you kill one of your own rear guards, and when you hit a Vanguard, you can look at the top 5 cards and search for a grade 3. Cruel Dragon, this is another of the boss cards that was introduced in Extra Booster Set 9 along with Blast Spark Dragon, with the effect of when you attack a Vanguard, you counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, kill any grade 2 or less rear guard. Along where he has the Superior Ride effect, well, when he's in your hand, and you have a grade 2 or greater Kagero Vanguard, if you kill something during your main phase, you Superior Ride this. However, Cruel Dragon gains 3k during the turn you do that. So it's a little weird there, but it's very fast to just kind of get on a rampage. Then we have Dauntless Dominant Dragon Reverse. This is the reverse cross ride of Dauntless Drive Dragon. He has this skill where he's one of the only 2 cards in this game that has this type of skill where you counterblast 1, you lock one of your rear guards, and you gain a skill during the rest of this turn that when you drive check a grade 1 or greater unit, you kill a grade 1 or less rear guard your opponent has and gain 3k. Really good, along with the cross-ride effect of if you have Dauntless Drive and Soul, gain 2k. Dauntless Drive Dragon, he is the second break ride for the clan, so really important there to combo with Dauntless Dominant Dragon, along with other bosses you've probably noticed in the clan like Eclipse, Blast Spark, Blazing Flare, Chain Blast, Blockade. This one has the skill of when you break ride, you gain 10k, along with a different skill of when you attack at the end of the attack with a Vanguard. If your Vanguard hasn't stood yet this turn, you drop 3 stand. Really good. Yes, it's much more expensive than Dragonic Overlord, but this one can be used in much more decks than Dragonic Overlord. Okay, then we have Dragonic Lawkeeper. He's one of the more semi-old cards because he was pretty much used for when Kagero kind of first came out in English. And he has the ability of counterblast 1 when you counterblast 1 and you bind all your opponent's rear guards. Then at the end phase of the turn you use this ability, they call 4 of those. So if your opponent has 5 rear guards and you bind all 5, they only get 4 back. So not bad. Then we have the original Dragonic Overlord. This was the original boss for the clan. The first boss. With the skill of counterblast 3, you gain 5k, along with the skill of when you lose Twin Drive, but you gain a skill where when you hit a rear guard, you restand the Overlord. Then Dragonic Overlord at the end. The first cross ride shown in the anime. This unit has the skill of if you have a Dragonic Overlord and Soul, so that means either this Dragonic Overlord or this Dragonic Overlord, because they both have the same name, you gain 2k continuously, along with the skill of counterblast 2, discard an Dragonic Overlord at the end. When it hits, that means the Vanguard or one of the 2 rear guards, you completely restand the end. No losing Twin Drive. This is a really good unit. Until this unit came out. This is Dragonic over the Rebirth. This is the reverse form of Dragonic Overlord. This card, in my opinion, I think is the better unit than the N, because this unit right over here doesn't need to hit. This unit instead has the Limit Break 4. Unlike the N didn't have Limit Break. This guy does, and it's the effect of where you counterblast 1. You can choose 1 or more of your Kagero rearguards and lock them. Then, if the number of rearguards you have, locked rear cards you have, is 5 or more, you gain 10k power and till the end of turn, and the skill of discard 2 Kageros to restand. This is a really great unit. Combine it with the Dragonic Overlord Break Ride. This is pretty much what happens. Okay, you Break Ride, you gain 10k from the Break Ride skill, along with 2,000 power continuously because you have the Dragonic Overlord and Soul Suit. It hits 23k right then. Along with the Limit Break where you counterblast 1, you get all 5 of your cards locked for an additional 10k that turn. So you pretty much are a 33k Vanguard who smartly should go Rearguard, Vanguard, Vanguard. Those are the 3 attacks you're having with the Rebirth. It's very devastating. Then we have Dragonic Waterfall, where he gains 3k when he attacks, along with when he attacks, you discard a grade 3 to gain 10,000 more. So 23k unboosted every time you discard grade 3. Not bad. Embodiment of Victory, Ali. This is another of the superior ride units. This guy has a skill of counterblast 4, gain 3k and a crit until the end of the turn. So yeah, I mean, you could work it with Dauntless Drive Dragon, along with the skip during the axe skill of where you can put a Dragonite Leaf, an Embodiment of Armor Bar, and Embodiment of Spear Tar from your soul into the drop zone to unflip all your damage. So you can kind of maybe make him a 16k crit 3 unit for a turn, 10k with Dauntless Drive Dragon, 26k crit 3 attacking twice. Not bad, not bad. Easy kind of kill you could do. It might not work all the time, but you know, it's possible. Flare Whip Dragon, he's the only another unique unit for the clan, and he has the ability whenever you track a Kagero in the Flame Dragon race, you gain 3k for the battle. So not bad. Then we have Hellfire Steel Dragon Witherclaw. This is the 3rd and last break ride for the Kagero clan. This guy has the ability of where when you break ride, you gain 10k, along with automatically right there sniping 2 units and having your opponent check 4 to try to replace the 2. Then we have Perdition Dragon Breakdown Dragon, who he is one of the legions for the Perdition archetype, where he has the Legion with Perdition Dragonite Toriv, so this guy over here, and has the Legion skill of counterblast 3. While you're in Legion, you can retire off any column your opponent has. So that means both 1 to 2 units, and then if the number of rearguards your opponent has is 2 or less, you automatically unflip damage. So it's really good to kind of combo and just kill a field. Then we have Perdition Dragon Clawvile Dragon. He legions with Nazel, which is over here, and he has the Legion effect. Well, while you're in Legion, when you attack, if you draw check any copy of himself or Dragonite Navarre, you retire a whole column. So not bad, but the reason it's just not that good is because unlike every other Perdition, it's not a main phase retire, so you kind of don't get a lot of skill. There's one unit to exception. This I will talk about him in a sec. Be right back. Pause this. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the interruption. Okay. Now we're at Perdition Dragon Pain Laser Dragon. This is again another legion for the Perdition archetype in Kagero clan. This guy, I would say, is the opposite of Perdition Dragon Breakdown Dragon. This one, instead of being counterblast 3 while you're in Legion, it has the Legion skill. Counterblast 1 when you perform Legion. So it's kind of once per Legion, you kill a whole column. So not bad. When we got the two key bosses of the kagero and Perdition archetype. This is and this guy Pain Laser Dragon. Legion's up with Menace Laser Dragon. Well, having this skill where when you attack a Vanguard, you soul blast 1 3k. Now we have Perdition Dragon, Vortex Dragon. He Legion's up with Whirlwind Dragon, which is the 12k attacker for the archetype, along with he has a Legion skill where while you're in Legion, you can +2, you discard either himself or a Whirlwind Dragon to retire any two grade 2 or less units your opponent has, along with if their damage is 4 or less, they automatically drop damage check, and if that damage check is a trigger, you nullify the effects of it. So you automatically just add any 1 damage to the archetype to your opponent if they have 4 or less. Now their strongest card Legion for the Perdition archetype. This is Perdition Imperial Dragon Dragonco for the Great. He has the Legion skill where when you're Legion you attack a rear guard. At the end of the battle with that rear guard, you can +1 drop 2, restand. Along with having the ability of when he hits, you choose a unit with the same name as a unit on your Vanguard, so that includes himself or his Legion mate Neoflame to retire another unit, to retire a rear guard. Well, I forgot about another skill for Vortex Dragon. He has the ability of every time a unit is destroyed during the main phase or retired, you gain 3k. Now the grade 4 for the archetype, Transcendent Dragon Dragon Nouveau Vague. This unit has a limit break 4 ability of you can +3, soul +3, persona, discard a copy of himself, retire every rear guard your opponent controls. So good at just completely clearing your opponent's field. Along with the continuous effect of during your turn your opponent's triggers are nullified, and your opponent can't go grade 0 units when he attacks a Vanguard. He gains -1000 power, and if he's on the rear guard. He's pretty much the god unit for kagero, except not anymore because he kinda got a really nasty nerf. And that was the banning of Conroe, because he had a grade 1 part that let him just search a grade 3. So no inconsistency for him being a grade 4. So I hope you enjoyed the educational video of kagero. See you guys later.